Kimono Dragons is a smart clothing game that creates an intersection between smart clothing, the Kimono dragon, and digital pet technology. The game facilitates a connection between players' behavior and their respective digital pets and allows two players to interact in the physical world. The inspiration for the Kimono Dragon project comes from the fascinating lizards native to Komodo Island in Indonesia, known as Kimono dragons. The Komodo is an interesting creature with intriguing habits. They are currently the largest living species of lizards and can grow up to an average length of 2 to 3 meters. The Komodo is carnivorous and cannibalistic, and it has a prodigious appetite. They are currently on the endangered list of species, with their main threat being volcanic activity, fire, and subsequent loss of its prey base. For the game, Kimono dragons will imitate a lot of the Komodo's behavior, such as the food they eat or the Komodo's thermoregulation habits, where they need heat to help them absorb and digest their food. Although the Komodos are solitary creatures, there is a huge social aspect to them when it comes to feeding or fighting. This will also be translated into the game, where the players battle each other to gain resources and evolve. The game is centered on the concept of a digital pet dragon that interacts with the player and other pet dragons in the physical world. Each dragon has an individual element that gives it a unique power. The overall goal of the game is to evolve the dragon into higher forms, from an unborn egg to a mature dragon. The game begins as the player receives his or her shirt with the unborn egg and a certain number of predetermined points. At this point, the game is in a one-player mode where the player has to hatch the egg by taking care of it through performing various actions, such as feeding it and keeping it warm. The various controls and sensors on the shirt allow the player to use a set of predetermined gestures to perform various actions throughout the game. Once the egg has hatched, the baby dragon is now ready to discover the world in his or her new surroundings, with the player as a guide mentor. The player will feed the dragon to keep it healthy, play with it to keep it happy, and train it to develop its special skill. When two players are near each other, the dragons will be able to interact. Once a second player is detected, the dragons will make a sound to inform the players, indicating a desire to interact. The players then have a choice to either play or fight with the other player. If the players choose to play, they can gift each other with food or hug each other to increase their respective pets' happiness. If they choose to fight, the dragons go into battle mode. Battles are important because on winning a battle, new skills are unlocked and the players gain high points that help them evolve to the next level. Each dragon has a unique element that gives it unique power, such as the element of fire. Throughout the course of the game, and as the dragon evolves, new skills are unlocked. When dragons go into battle, they must combine their element along with the skill to battle the other dragon. The player will use physical gestures to perform battle actions. A combination of the physical strength of the player along with the dragon's element and skill will determine the battle winner. The game uses multiple components using a display panel, motion accelerometers, environment sensors, and the central computing device. The display is made up of 6 8x8 LED matrices that together form the display panel on the shirt. The LED matrices come with the driver IC, are connected serially and driven by SPI interface, which works well with Arduino and can display the motion animation of the Kimono dragons with ease. Every game event, such as the dragon eating, playing, sleeping, etc., will have a specific animation displayed on the panel. The display will also be the main indicator for different states for the dragon, such as high or low health and happiness levels, which will be indicated, for example, by a change in the dragon's color. To make the game more fun and interactive, we are using different physical gestures for various game actions. For these, the sleeves of the shirt will be embedded with tri-axis accelerometers that will recognize the player's gestures. For example, in battle mode, players will use their fists and make punch motions in the air to indicate fighting. The faster the players punch, the more they damage their opponent. Since the game uses a lot of physical stimuli from the real world, Several sensors will be embedded into the shirt, including a temperature sensor, vibration sensor, and a microphone. Physical stimuli affecting the game will include the thermal regulation, where the dragons will need heat stimulus after they eat to absorb their virtual food. All these parameters will be fed into a database that will monitor the player's stats in order for the evolution process. All of the functions above will be controlled by the central computing device, which is the cell phone with Java runtime platform. 90% of cell phones on the market are capable of running Java applets, so anyone with a regular phone will be able to play the game. The cell phone will be used for two main things: hosting and updating the database, and processing events. It would receive the sensor's raw data from the Arduino, analyze it, make the right decision, update the database, and then send the instructions to the display panel or other appropriate devices on the shirt.